Mon sergent. Et d'ailleurs, je sais que tu parles aussi français, donc j'ai oublié de mentionner ça au début de l'émission. On va mélanger le français et l'anglais.
Bien sûr,
Moi,
bien
lingala
sûr.
appelle moi mouké, donc parce que le bapé lingala. Donc, t'as
Et
la.
on l'appelle.
Non, yo ça nanga kala, donc on s'est connu, ça fait
When I joined the military, I didn't know anything about the military. I started learning about the military while I was in the military already. So benefits, I
Okay.
was not really into it. Rank, I was not really into it. All the like money stuff, I didn't know how much I was getting paid. So I was just like, you know what? Like John, it's an experience. Je connaissais juste que ça allait être physique, tu vois. Je savais que ça allait être physique, mais le reste, je m'y connaissais pas sur le job, je m'y connaissais pas sur euh, le contenu en fait de l'armée, je savais pas. Et moi aussi, comme tout le monde, j'avais cette pensée-là. Quand tu rejoins l'armée, c'est juste oh yeah, la guerre, fight and everything, you know. That's kind of like what everybody think, but it's totally
Yeah,
different.
most people, yeah.
The army gives me integrity. The army gives me personal courage. The army gives me dignity, respect, integrity, all that.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of OTG Podcast, where we talk about life, growth, culture, and everything in between. I'm your host, Gracien, and today's episode is going to be both powerful and inspiring. Today we're going to dive into what's really like serving the military, how it shaped his mindset, and what lessons the rest of us can take from the army life, even if we are not in uniforms. Jenovic, my brother, it's an honor to have you here, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your journey and what brought you to where you are today.
Thank you, man. Hi, everyone. And also, Gracien, thank you for having me here with you. My name is Jenovic Ugendo. I was born in Congo. I am 27 years old. I immigrated to the United States in 2019. And from there, I started with schools and different jobs. And I decided to join the military eventually. I am a sergeant in the United States Army, and my job is at 12 November, which is horizontal construction engineer. So I've been through different schools. I've been through soccer schools, as you can see on my shirt. Uh, and now here I am.
Oh, congratulations, man! I'm really proud of you, man. I know a little bit more about your story, but today what we're trying to do here is to trying to share your story to the people and then inspire the people out there who need help as far as wanting to join the army or wanting to have discipline. So you said that you are a surgeon right now. So is there like a process to get to that level? And then
Yeah,
what's the process?
yeah, it's kind of like a long process. Not very long, but it also depend on like how focused you are on the job that you're doing, how good you are, and how disciplined you are. And I'll say if you just uh take all the army value together and put it together, you like eventually get there as soon as you think. So it's usually between 2 to 4 years that you can get to the point that it can send you to the board. But
Hmm.
the earliest you can get it is 2 years. And I'm glad because I did it in 2 years. There's not
Wow,
a
that's
lot of
great.
people that can do it like that way. But it's
Yeah.
really about like how resilient you are, how physically fit, how disciplined you are, how
Hmm.
like all those stuff, whenever you put it together, that's what's gonna make you get to that level. Cause from we have four ranks in between. Like before you get to sergeant, we have four ranks, and to
Okay.
get to those, to get through those four ranks, it's automatic, right? It's automatic.
Yeah.
It's just you hit your time, you get pinned, and you move out to the next rank, right? But
Yeah.
from the last rank before you get to sergeant, it's not automatic. You have to go to the board, and you're gonna have board member. They could be like sergeant major and
Mm-hmm.
different first sergeant. Like they're like on top. They've been there like for like maybe 15, 17 years, or
Well,
some of them like 20 or plus years. So you're gonna be facing them. They're gonna ask you questions about regulation, about like military service and stuff. And depending on how you do on that board, that's
mhm.
what will get you qualified for the position of sergeant.
Mon sergent. Et d'ailleurs, je sais que tu parles aussi français, donc j'ai oublié de mentionner ça au début de l'émission. On va mélanger le français et l'anglais.
Bien sûr,
Moi,
bien
lingala
sûr.
appelle moi mouké, donc parce que le bas appelle lingala. Donc, t'as
Les
la.
hommes matin.
Non, yo ça nanga kala, donc on s'est connus, ça fait. It's been ça fait maintenant à peu près 10 ans maintenant qu'on se connaît.
Ouais,
Tout à
ouais, ouais.
Kala.
Ouais, ouais,
Yeah,
ouais.
ça
Ça
fait à
fait
peu
10
près
ans.
10 ans.
À peu près
Yeah,
10 ans. Non,
à
non,
peu
je crois
près
que ça
10 ans.
fait
9
8
ans et
ans.
quelques mois.
8 ans, parce que c'est 2017. 2016-2017.
2016-2017. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's,
2016-2017.
it's been a long time though. It's been a long
Yeah.
time. Oh, my
It's
brother.
been a long time.
Yeah, but avant qu'on avance, tu vois, moi je pense que les gens aimeraient savoir what inspired you to join the army. Parce que toi et
Uh,
moi, nous sommes des Congolais. Botamata
ouais,
Banakin.
I know.
Tout le temps ensemble.
I know.
Donc, on est ici, ko baya msusu bota biso banini. Yomo yebi kaka. Belezia. Donc,
Toujours.
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 Donc, mais tu vois, je pense pas que quand tu es au Congo, we never talked about, you even being in the army. But what inspired you when you came here to decide to make that decision?
I think the most important thing that everybody can like think or remember about this is even my family, even my dad, even my mom, no one was expecting me to join the army one day.
Okay.
Why I'm saying that? Because I never mentioned anything about the army before in my life. Like the army for me, it was just
Yeah,
like,
I
oh
know
yeah,
that.
it's the
Yeah.
army, you know? But I never really showed passion on like, oh yeah, I want to be a soldier, I want to be in the military, I want to do this. Nah, it wasn't really in my head like that, right? What really inspired me to join was just I would say this way, right? It's
Mhm.
gonna be kind of like my story. I was bored. I was bored. And when I'm saying when I'm saying that I was bored, it's not like I wanted more actions or stuff like that. Nah, like, but it was just like the job that I was doing at that time, I was not
Yeah.
enjoying it no more. And I was like, oh my God, like the job is getting a little stressful. And I remember I had to work a lot during the weekend during that time. So, but the job was only Monday to Friday. But I was like, the weekend was mandatory. I have to be there. I have to be there on the weekend and work. It was a good position that I liked. And I was at that time doing forklift driver and forklift operator. I'll just say that in general. So I decided to put an application on Indeed. Like I was just looking for jobs on Indeed, apply here and there. I applied at Dr. Pepper to work there. I had an interview and everything, but I never got called back. But at the same time I applied at Dr. Pepper, I had my interview. At the same time, I saw a job. I was on Indeed. You know how Indeed is, right? So I
Yes.
was on Indeed and I saw working for the military. I was like, working for the military. So in my head, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go work for the military or maybe like a contractor, be a civilian or maybe just a civilian company. They work with the military. It's just, we're gonna be together.
Uh-huh.
Imagine I applied today. It was like around 21, 22, I'll say. And the next day in the morning, I got a call from my recruiter. It was like, hey man, I saw you apply for the military. Do you have time to talk about it? you can stop by to the office or I can come get you. Yeah. I was just like, wait, walk for the military. And at that time, my English was not that good at that time. So I had
Yeah, I
to call my
remember.
uncle. I had to call my uncle.
Yeah.
And my uncle was actually the one that talked to the recruiter. And after that, he explained it to me how everything was. And I was like, I get it, but I still want to, talk to them and see what option I have. Yeah. So I decided to go there and talk to the recruiter actually. So we talked. I had some questions to ask about like the job that may be offered to me, the not the position, but like the benefit. Like I know everybody talk about benefit, but
Yes.
like when I joined the military, I didn't know anything about the military. I started learning about the military while I was in the military already. So benefits, I
Okay.
was not really into it. Rank, I was not really into it. All the like money stuff, I didn't know how much I was getting paid. So I was just like, you know what? Like John, it's an experience. And at the same time, soon as I talked to the recruiter and he told me about school, I was like, actually, it's a good idea. Because joining the military at the time, I was working, and the same money I was making for working, I was using the same money to put aside for my school, and at the same time to, support my family and, give myself something, But with the army, I was kind of helped because once you join, you can do school. We got this what they call TA assistant,
Mm-hmm.
so tuition assistant. So it's basically the army pay for your school without
Okay.
touching your pay. So you're
Oh,
getting your school pay, but at the
that's
same time
cool.
you're getting your pay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's actually helpful. So I can
Yeah.
still go to school and my school is getting paid, but at the same time, I'm getting paid and that money, it's kind of like even enough. I can send something for my family, I can keep something for myself, and I can save something, with all that.
Yeah.
So
And then on. Mm-hmm.
that's when I
Go
was
ahead.
like, yeah, I'm just gonna send it and join the military because it's also a
Okay.
way to like settle myself. And also, I forgot to mention it. I immigrate to the States, we are African, so you usually have a talk with the people that, you're gonna be with. That case, I was with my auntie, my uncle is here too, and I got two
Cantine
aunties
gelée.
and, well, I got two aunties and uncle. So we talk and they try to show me a little bit the way, euh,
Yeah.
très souvent c'est quand tu as des gens à gauche, à droite qui sont quelque part pour un très très long moment, tu vois. Ces gens-là s'y
Mm-hmm.
connaissent déjà, ils peuvent t'orienter, te dire ce que tu peux faire pour que tu puisses avancer, ce que tu peux pas faire, tu vois. Et
Uh,
avec ma famille aussi, c'était le cas. On s'est mis, ils m'ont expliqué pour réussir ici dans cette vie, il faut ceci. C'est soit tu peux faire l'école si tu veux, mais il y a aussi, tu vois, ils m'ont aussi donné cette possibilité-là. Ils m'ont aussi dit qu'il y a aussi l'armée. Si tu faisais l'armée, c'est très bien ici. Ici, le militaire, ils sont, tu vois, ils sont un peu bien par rapport à d'autres métiers et tout. Et ça m'était resté en tête, tu vois. Et
uh,
c'est ce qui aussi m'avait motivé pour faciliter le choix de servir dans l'armée. Parce que comme je l'ai dit, en rejoignant l'armée américaine, je n'avais aucune idée de ce qui allait m'attendre. Je connaissais juste que ça allait être physique, tu vois. Je savais que ça allait être physique, mais le reste, je m'y connaissais pas sur le job, je m'y connaissais pas sur euh, le contenu en fait de l'armée, je savais pas. Et moi aussi,
uh,
comme tout le monde, j'avais cette pensée-là. Quand tu rejoins l'armée, c'est juste oh yeah, la guerre, fight and everything, you know. That's
uh.
kind of like what everybody think, but it's totally
Yeah,
different.
most people, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get to that. But tu as mentionné quelque chose dans ce que tu as dit. You mentioned about the TA, which is a tuition assistant. But I think on top of TAs, you got a lot more benefit. You have like that what I know is, you ain't gotta pay for your housing, you ain't gotta pay for your health insurance.
No, no,
You
no,
just
no, no.
got,
That's different. That's different. That's different.
bro. The first I don't know, first 4 years you didn't have to pay for your housing. What do you mean that's different?
Paying for my housing, it depends if you're living on a government quarter or if you're not living on a government quarter. So living
Okay.
on a government quarter, it's like single soldier, right? Single soldier, tu
Hmm.
n'as pas de family, nothing, you didn't bring anybody with you.
Okay.
And just also for my background check, I've been in Germany for my first contract, and now I'm in Hawaii. So in Germany, I was like single soldier, you know.
Yeah.
While you're a single soldier, they give you like government. It's like a government building inside the base. You can live there. It's like one entrance, and there's two entrance inside that one entrance. So it's like two different room inside one room, and you have your
Okay.
roommates and yourself. You guys are sharing the common area, which is the kitchen, and you guys are sharing the bathroom too. But each room has their access to the bathroom. You know, so with that government quarter, you don't pay for anything. You don't pay for electricity. You don't pay for water. You don't pay for anything. Like the army pay for it.
Okay.
And also, if
Yeah.
you're a single soldier, the army also have their dining facility. So the dining facility, it's what they don't really mention. You get to eat breakfast, dinner, lunch. You get to eat, but they're taking money out of your pay. It's like between $400 to $600 every month. But you can go eat, but if you don't want, you don't have to eat. Like personally, I didn't really like the food, so I didn't have to eat there. But that's kind of the
Okay.
stuff that help you save
But
money.
were they
Like you
still
don't pay
taking the
for
money?
electricity. For what? Electricity or housing bill?
No, what I mean by, like, let's say if you did not eat or use that plan, will they still take the money out of your check,
Yes, they're still
or they
taking the money
won't?
out of your check. They're still taking the money out.
Oh, okay.
The only reason
So
you can get
you
your
kind
money
of have
back,
to use it.
the only reason you can get your money back, it's either you have religious exemption. Let's say most of the people that usually get it are like Muslim, because
Mm-hmm.
with them they can't eat pork, they can do this, they can do this. So since it's a dining facility and
Mm.
the stuff they can use to cook different food, they can also use it to cook pork. So for them, they can just
Oh, yeah.
write a
Because the
memo and
reasons.
send it
Yeah.
up. Yeah, and send it up and be like, yeah, I can't eat this, I can't eat this, but the defact, they're like serving this, it's against my religion and stuff like that. If you go
Uh-huh.
see a chaplain, the chaplain can write a memo or something. They can send it up and you can get the exemption and get the money back. The money they're supposed to give for the food, they can give you
Yes.
back that money so you can start cooking your own food, cooking your own meal and stuff like that.
Interesting. But let's go back a little bit. So you say you are a surgeon now, but before getting to a surgeon level, you need to go through some, like, what's called basic training. I
Mhm.
want you to share, how did your perspective on life change after basic training?
Oh, my man, I'll tell you one thing. Basic training will strip you down. It will literally break you down mentally, physically, and emotionally. Like you will feel drained. And
Okay.
at the end, you will understand why. You understand why they're doing that because they're trying to like shape you. You're literally a civilian, and they have 2 months, which is it's basically 9 weeks. They have 9 weeks to transform you from a civilian to a soldier. And for them to do that, they have to like break you down, like physically, mentally, and emotionally. You will face like a lot of challenge that you never faced before. Imagine you're getting, I'm not gonna call it smoke, but I'll call it correction. You're getting correction for everything that other people are doing, not you. Let's just say you squared
As a
away,
group.
right?
Okay.
Exactly. So it builds you, it builds the team, and you need to have that team like cohesion for the rest of your life. it's not only about you no more. It's like about the team. Like like what we say on our Soldier's Creed, I will never leave a fallen comrade. It is part of it. So you are not putting yourself first, or you're putting the group or the team first. So
Mm.
it was pretty challenging, but I'm glad that I made it through.
So, but you say it's gonna break you down, right? And then how long did it take? Okay, first of all, how long did it take for the basic training? Because I
Yes,
remember when you finished yours, that was in St. Louis. I mean,
yes,
no, a city close to St. Louis, and I came to the graduation.
yeah, I
I
remember
think
that.
I will show some
I
picture
remember
of that
that.
too. Yeah, I came
My
to the
brother.
graduation. I saw my brother. Yoka suke zate kovo.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly que no unga ina za kitoko unga za nini. Shuki
Yeah.
nyonso za nango, tes cheveux sont rasés. Tu dois
Uh-huh.
t'habiller d'une certaine manière. Tu dois être présent à un certain heure. Voilà.
Uh-huh.
Tu dois discipline. Tu dois être discipliné. Tout ça là, tu vois. Donc c'est vraiment un mélange de tout qui va te former à être un soldat et à être un soldat discipliné. Pas seulement un soldat, mais un soldat discipliné.
Mais, Toyoka pe Masolo Ebele, on a entendu plusieurs histoires sur que armée à Kala, ils étaient sur armée à Sikate, genre à l'époque, ils allaient qui peut-être, Babando bit about Makofi, he was a little bit more physical compared to nowadays, right? So would you say it's the same thing or would you agree with that?
I
Or,
will agree with that, but we gotta understand something also that like the world is growing, right? It's not the same world that we knew like 15, 20, 30 years ago, right? And
uh,
also the army are moving. Imagine you're getting someone from the civilian side and you're trying to transform him to like military soldier, right?
yes.
There is some stuff that you have also to agree with the way he or she was living and making it conform to like military life. What I'm
Uh,
saying by that is let's just talk about this topic that are like usually common, right? Back in the day, drill sergeant used to like actually get physical with the soldier. They used to get physical. Like, if you can't listen, guess what? We got another way we're gonna make you listen. If you disrespect me, guess what? We got another way we're gonna make you respect me. We can go to the wood line and, talk about it as like real men. Or
so what do you mean
we
by,
can
you mean
do,
fighting?
yes. They will show you that like, hey, you gotta respect me.
So hold
And they
on,
will
so
show you
they're gonna
like
have you fight one person or fight multiple person?
maybe one person.
So what if the person who's trying to fight the other person got beaten by the person who's trying to fight to? Un peu cet exemple, c'est comme si vous êtes sergent, ou bien nga na bude, et que tu quelqu'un na bêti you. C'est que what's gonna happen?
Je sais pas, sûrement, à ces moments-là, peut-être que non, les autres sergents vont venir. Et là, ça serait plus un against un. Ça peut être plusieurs, tu vois.
Oh, so okay, I
C'est
see the
juste
point. Yeah,
une manière de te corriger, une manière de te faire revenir
yeah, je
à la
vois.
raison, tu vois.
Yeah.
Et, il y a aussi, like, après plusieurs reports, il y a eu le problème de assaulting people and stuff like that. So, they kind of like transition and cette histoire-là d'assault people and toucher les gens, c'est plus la même chose. Ils n'ont plus le droit de
Uh,
te toucher comme ça physiquement. Ils peuvent te parler, mais ils peuvent plus te toucher physiquement. Et c'est ce que les gens disent que non, c'est plus la même chose. Et puis, la manière de donner des corrections, c'est plus la même aussi. La durée et tout. Avant, en fait, ils s'en foutaient, en fait. Ils s'en foutaient. Tu
yeah.
peux vomir, tu vas continuer à faire les exercices qu'ils te demandent de faire. Tu peux être là, tu n'arrives plus physiquement, mais tu dois continuer à le faire. Mais maintenant, c'est un peu, je
Mais
sais pas si je dois dire mieux, mais c'est différent quand même.
Mais tu vois, nous, les Africains, le Congolais, nous avons une mentalité. On s'est dit que, surtout, bah, parents, on a biso baloba. Surtout, bah, parents, on a biso balobara que mwana nanga akokota na nini te na armée te pour anier parce que armée ou baby c'est mutu il sera plus la même personne. Est-ce que c'est vrai? Tu penses que l'armée peut changer mutu to the sort where it's not gonna be the same person?
Je pense dans ce cas, ça dépend aussi de l'armée. L'armée africaine et l'armée américaine, elle est différente aussi. Et aussi, d'un certain moment, quand tu dis qu'au baby Samuntu, je sais pas dans quel sens, mais tu peux te retrouver face à des
Mentalement,
situations. Exactement, tu peux te retrouver face à des situations qui peut t'amener à, il y a qu'un an, ou tout, tu vois, tu commences à avoir de troubles. Si je prends l'exemple, la majeure partie militaire, surtout ceux qui ont été dans des zones de combat et tout, ils ont ces problèmes-là de PTSD. Je sais pas si tu
euh,
connais le PTSD. Ouais.
oui, je connais le
So,
PTSD.
ouais. So, ces problèmes-là arrivent fréquemment chez les gens qui ont été, tu vois, dans des zones de combat, qui ont vécu un peu d'une certaine manière, qui ont été un peu éloignés de leur famille, de leurs amis, de leur quotidien, en fait, tu vois. Et
Euh,
juste cette solitude-là, tu vois, ça peut réveiller des histoires en toi. Et le fait d'être très loin de ta famille, le fait d'être très loin de gens que tu aimes, ça peut être ta femme, tes enfants et tout. Donc, c'est tu vois, par la suite, tu vas avoir de troubles de mémoire peut-être. Et c'est la seule chose que je peux dire de l'armée, en fait, sur le plan émotionnel et mental.
non, en tout cas, sur le plan émotionnel et mental, on va y arriver. Mais avant qu'on arrive, moi, j'aimerais un peu savoir comment, how is the military shaped your values and or your discipline?
Ah. That question also the discipline and my value just by looking at the army values, I would say the army gives me integrity. The army gives me personal courage. The army gives me dignity, respect, integrity, all that, you know. Uh, I used to be like, I'm not gonna say like a late person, but kinda like I like to be like on time or like right by the time, you know. Quand je dis ça, c'est que quand on me donne un rendez-vous, disons, OK, le rendez-vous c'est à 7h30 ou à 7h par exemple. Je veux essayer d'être là à 7h. On m'a dit le rendez-vous c'est à 7h, je veux essayer d'être là à 7h. Mais avec l'armée, c'est pas le cas. Avec l'armée, on a cette histoire où c'est toujours you have to be everywhere you go 10 minutes prior. And ça, c'est juste parce que il y a plusieurs leadership positions, right?
Uh-huh.
Là, je te donne juste un exemple, right? Je te donne juste un exemple. Le foresaw, celui qui est in charge of the company, right? Et chaque company is un platoon, right? Et chaque
Yeah.
platoon a un squad. Na foresaw a en tête, il y a company. Et puis, aux a platoon sergeant, aux in charge, il y a platoon. Et puis, na platoon wana, aux ba squad leader, au baza in charge, il y a ba squad. So, l'information vient du first sergeant, que non, on va avoir formation at 7 or 6:30. Let's just say 6:30. 6:30.
Uh,
L'information va descendre chez le platoon sergeant. Et le platoon sergeant va donner l'information au squad leader, right? Et le squad leader va donner l'information au team leader. Le team leader va donner l'information à ses soldats. Tu vois? Quand ça vient, c'est 6:30. Nous, on va pas dire 6:30. Nous, on va dire 6:20 à les
uh,
soldats. Why are we gonna say that? Because you need to have accountability of your personnel before the actual formation starts. And
uh-huh.
when you have accountability of your personnel, the team leader will report to the squad leader, hey, I have all my guys. And the squad leader will report to the platoon sergeant, hey, we have everybody. And the
Uh-huh.
platoon sergeant will report to the first sergeant. So it's kind of like an accountability, you know? So that is the kind of value that I actually got from the army, like accountability of personnel, of like personal stuff, like everything. You have to be accountable for everything that you have and everything that the army gives you.
Uh-huh.
You have to be accountable for everything. So accountability, discipline, time management, all that like literally shaped me to be who I am today.
That's really great. En tout cas, je peux faire la différence, hein, because I knew you before, I know you now, so I
But
can make difference.
the way you talking sounds like I was a bad guy.
No, I'm not saying you were a bad guy, but I'm saying you were late most of the time.
Hey, I was not late, I was on time.
Uh, all right, I'll give you that. Give you a pass
Uh,
for that. So, can you share what are some misconceptions people have about the army?
so some misconception that people have about the army. I kind of talked
Yeah.
about this before already. So I'll say usually people think that the army is just combat, 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 combat. Or they think like, oh yeah, army people like they're like robot, they work 24/7, like physical training I'm talking about. They do physical training 24/7 and all that stuff, but it's completely different. The army life, what I realized when I joined the army, I just realized that the army life, it's literally the same as civilian life. When I say that, usually people are confused. They're like, how? We know you guys are just like combat, 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 training, training, training. Yes, it is training, training, training. Uh, readiness is the most important things that the army usually put in place, right? Readiness,
Yeah.
readiness, readiness. You have to be ready every time. So when it's time to like move, we don't have to go back and be like, oh no, I'm not ready. I'm missing this. I'm missing this. You have to be like physically ready. You have to be mentally ready. You have to be, uh, everything has to be ready. When I'm talking about everything, everything. That's why we have schedule, appointment for like our medical stuff because they have to make sure that everything is good for you in case of they hit the fan. You can just like, move. And um to come back on what I was saying is the same thing we have in the civilian life. The army have also the same exact thing program. There is all the job we can see in the civilian side, those job are also in the military side. You can see that's exactly why whenever you join, you gotta choose a job in the army
Uh-huh.
that you're gonna be doing. So in
Okay.
the army, there is dentists in the army. They're like military, but they're dentists. There is like myself, engineer in the army, construction engineer. You got
Uh-huh.
electrician in the army. You have you have pilots in the army. You have behavioral health in the army. You have
But you have all those positions, right? But I think the difference is that because you say is the army life is the same as the civilian life. I just would not agree with that because as a civilian, some people just don't be caring, or they don't even know how to use, I don't know, guns, right? They
yeah,
don't even know how to shoot guns and stuff. But you guys been
exactly.
doing that, and then you guys, it's like you like that's you, but you like to do it. It's like they put you something within you. Et comme on dit, moi jouer, mais c'est pas un jouet. It's life or death because if that thing hits somebody to a specific place, mutako daimba la mort. Right,
Exactly.
but a
So
civilian don't. Some civilian, I mean, most civilians don't even know how to use a gun.
exactly that's when the difference comes. But the similarity it's the army it's literally like civilian. Like I just cited all those work just to show you that everything that they
Yeah.
have on the civilian side we have in the army. But that's when it become a difference when we gotta do our military job. Because we are soldiers 24/7, right? We are soldiers 24/7. Like right now, I'm in my house. I'm like chilling right now. But guess what? I'm still a soldier. I can get a call right now. I have to respond and I have to react because I'm a soldier 24/7. And that's when I'm gonna say the army, it's not just a job, but it's also a commitment, right? You have to
Uh-huh.
commit. Because it's not like, oh yeah, you just sign, you do whatever you gotta do, and one day, as just like civilian people, you're just gonna wake up one day and be like, oh, you know what? I quit. I'm not gonna do this anymore. You sign a contract, you have to respect it. You have to get all the way to the end of your contract. And it's not like military in all the country, particularly in Africa, where after you join the military, you cannot get out no more. In the army,
Mm.
especially U.S. Army, it's a contract.
Yeah.
You do your time, you do the time that was put in your contract. After, if you don't want to stay in, you can get out. If you want to stay in, you can continue and sign another contract, a new contract. And like I say, it's basically the same. That's the most misconception people have about the army. Is for them, the army is just combat, 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 combat. Sometimes I'm talking to other people like family. Oh, aucun entraînement, t'es, tu n'as pas shooting or whatever. Je leur dis, mais c'est pas ce qu'on fait tout le temps, en fait.
Mm.
Il y a des sessions pour ça. Ça peut être chaque 6 mois que tu dois partir, par exemple pour le range, ça peut être chaque 6 mois que tu dois requalify dans le weapon où tu es assigned for, tu vois.
Mm.
You know, requalify for that weapon. Chaque 6 mois, you have to do a physical test and see like, oh yeah, I'm still physically fit. Chaque six
Mm.
mois, you have to do like a land navigation class or actual hands-on. Chaque 6 mois, you have to do this, you have to do that. But the rest of the time, you're doing actually your job. Like for me, the rest of the time, what I do is construction engineer stuff. Like,
Mm.
I have to teach my soldier how to build the roads. I have to teach my soldier how to build defensive line. I have to teach my soldier how to do uh vehicle 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 like AVD anti I keep forgetting the acronym. But yeah, you have to know how to do AVD. You have to know how to do lollipop and all that. So that's basically it.